With the season 2 of Shadow and Bone concluding the way that it did, it certainly seemed as though it set up a season 3, with Alina's powers being something that now seemed to embody something alien to her, Mal going off and being a privateer, and the Fjordans looking to take advantage of a world that has now been ripped wide open. I thought I'd take a look at all that was out there, along with giving my theories and predictions on what I think could happen next. So let's get into it. Here is Shadow and Bone Season 3, Everything We Know. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The release date. In terms of the release date for Season 3 of the show, that's something that is currently unknown. We don't even know if a third season of the show is going to be greenlit by Netflix. However, given the success of the first installment, and I imagine the impending success of the second, I would imagine that a third season in the Grishaverse will be something that's more than likely, especially with it being one of Netflix's standout shows at the moment. Netflix usually takes a few weeks to around a month to announce if a show is going to be continuing. They base the decision off of the talkability factor of the show and also the worldwide viewership analytics, so hopefully that announcement will come soon. So if Netflix does give Shadow and Bone the green light for the next season, when could it be released? Well, traditionally, most shows on Netflix tend to take between 12 months and 18 months to be released. It's the usual amount of time to allow the audience to build up an appetite for more, whilst also providing enough time for the writing and the filming. However, the previous season of the show, Season 1, came out in around April 2021, so almost 2 years ago. This could be because production restrictions from the pandemic were still in effect when Season 2 started production, so I don't think it will be that long of a wait for the third installment. I would say that we could expect to see a Season 3 of the show in around the springtime of 2024. This will allow enough time for the writing, filming, post-production and marketing of the season, so it's most probably going to be a little while to wait. The story. Prior to the cliffhanger of the darkness being emitted from Alina and the crows talking about the Fjordans trying to weaponize Gerda Parham, I thought it rounded the show off quite nicely, with everybody going off to do their own thing and live their lives. But it certainly doesn't seem like a happy ending is going to be on the cards just yet, but it could be one day. In the next season of the show, I think there are going to be a couple of different things that we see happen. We didn't hear anything of the Fjordans in Season 2 of the show, other than when we were with Matthias when he was in the prison, so I personally think we're going to see a focus be put on them, and them wanting to take action on Ravka, especially with the fold now being destroyed. With Gerda Parham being something that's been discovered by them and it being revealed that it can amplify a geisha's powers by 100%, it's a very dangerous weapon. We saw the individual make the whole room fall to their knees during the coronation, so if there is an army of them having consumed Gerda Parham, it's going to prove to be a difficult battle to fight. With Kaz and the rest of the crows looking as though their own individual mission is to stop Gerda Parham from being in circulation, and then stopping the Fjordans from getting it, I feel we're going to see a large focus be put upon them. I'll be happy if that does happen, because I thought that each and every one of the crows did a great job in the second season. Their complex backstories and issues from the past were things that were impacting them in the present day, and it was interesting seeing the shift in mindset when they learned to overcome them. I think we'll also lean into Kaz's past a bit more too. He suffers with survivor's guilt and still mourns his brother, which prevents him from being intimate with anybody and letting anybody inside of his heart. So I think that's something that will continue to be explored, and hopefully himself and Inej will finally be together, considering that they both want to be. It also seems as though Inej's family history will be seeked out more too. With regards to Zoya and the bee that flew onto her at the end, I think we'll see that slowly built upon. This tied into the saint of gardeners called Elizabeta. This saint had the ability to control bees and use them as a weapon, something which Zoya could potentially have the ability to do, but we've just not seen it yet. This then leaves us with Alina and Nikolai, with Nikolai having the shadow monster being reflected in the mirror when he looked in it before his coronation, and it also being something that was developing around his wound from when the shadow monster attacked him. It seems as though he now has the darkness present within him. Somebody as powerful as Kirigan wasn't able to control the darkness, so I imagine we're going to see it take a hold of Nikolai and unleash danger onto the people and land of Ravka. With Alina also being somebody who emitted the darkness within her in the final scene, I think that's going to be something that we see more of in the next season too. I believe she lost the light within her when she used Merzost in order to bring back Mal. Merzost takes something from the individual when they utilize it, so I believe she lost her sun summoning abilities and the light that she embodied. Now filled with darkness alongside Nikolai, who is also the same, we're most likely going to see them leading a Ravka into darkness. I just hope that Alina has the strength to overpower it. Following Mal being brought back to life, it seemed as though purpose was the one thing that he was battling with, so I believe we're going to see him having found purpose in leading the ship as a privateer, something that suited his personality down to a T. With the second season of the show not quite providing the happy ending that was in the novels of him being with Alina, I think the show will work its way back towards that narrative, and maybe he will be able to save Alina from the darkness again. I guess we'll just have to see. There are so many different directions that the show can go in for the next season, and I definitely don't feel as though they've exhausted it just yet, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they're going to bring. The cast. With us seeing what all of the main characters were setting off and doing at the end of Season 2, I think it's safe to presume who will most likely be returning to the show and who will not. Following Kirigan being killed off by Alina in the season finale, I doubt he will be returning to the show. However, with the darkness being something that's present within her, he could return in the form of flashbacks. I would also say that it's very unlikely for Baghra to be returning due to her character also being killed off. That means that the characters that will most likely be returning in the next season of the show are Alina, Nikolai, Genya, Zoya, Mal, Tolya, Tamar, Inej, Nina, Matthias, Kaz, Jesper, Wylan, and Pekka Rollins. With David's body not being found at the scene of where he was presumed to have last been seen, we could potentially get a surprise reappearance from the character in the new season. At least, I hope we do anyway, because I do quite like his character. I also feel as though with the Fjerdans carrying out an attack during the coronation of King Nikolai, I believe we'll get to see more of them within the next season of the show. The cast is what makes this show so great. Every character always delivers an extremely convincing performance, and they really embody their roles well, so I'm sure whichever new cast members get given new roles, they will be good selections. Unfortunately for now, that's all that's known about Season 3 of the show. I'm sure more information will be released as we draw closer to the release date of the next installment. So, there you have it. Shadow and Bone Season 3, everything we know. If you want to see more videos such as endings explained, theories and predictions, and character breakdowns, then click on the I button, or alternatively you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review, then head over to my Twitter, @BrainPilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. What do you think is going to happen next? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.